All right, my desk looks kind of messy, right? Because I want to show you these guys from Wotancraft. So Wotancraft is a Taiwanese bag maker that have a really unique style. So you can see these guys just look so different from everything else. One thing about these two guys is that the name is too long. I think the official name is, these are the Canteener EDC utility sling bag. I'm just going to call them bucket sling or something because that's what they are. So there are two sizes. There is the 2 liter and the 3.5 liter, and they are the same in every way except the size. Now if you look at them, you see that they're not that much difference, right? I'm going to put the dimension on the screen, but basically the 3.5 liter one is 8-inch wide, 4.1 inch deep, and then 7.7 inch tall. Whereas these guys, the 2 liter one, it's only 6.5 inch wide, so 1.5 inch less wide, 3.74 deep, so barely 1/4 inch difference in depth, and then the height is 6.87, so less than 1 inch difference in height. So they look very similar, but I can tell you now, after using both, in fact, I bought the smaller one first, and I found it just a little bit too small, so then I bought the larger one. So the larger one is what I personally use, but depending on what you carry, one of them may fit you. I'm going to start with the smaller one and load out my gear. So on my desk are all the stuff that I typically carry. The minimum things I carry are my chunk of keys, and mostly I just need the key fob of my car so that I can drive. The rest of them I don't really use, except sometimes I use the mini tool, and then sometimes I have this little thing that store a little bit of tiger balm in there. You know, being Asian, that solves all life's problems. Now I have my very small, kind of almost a index card size micro pack that has a lot of my personal care items in it. Lip balm, eye drop is important, and then my wallet. This is an alpaca wallet. I don't remember what it's called. It's very small and useful. That's the minimum stuff that I have. So if you look at this guy, it's basically a large bucket. It does have a drawstring top that you can kind of pull tight to make it a little bit more secure, but most of the time I just push it in and I don't use it, so I'm using it as a big bucket. The back has a nice zipper pocket, zippered compartment. Doesn't really have volume, but obviously a little secure. And then the front, it has these 2 pockets, which are kind of protected by these guys, but they are otherwise open. So, you know, depending on what you want to put in there, I wouldn't say they're absolutely safe and things would not fall out. And I just found that I have a pen in there. There you go. So how do I load it up? The back zipper pocket is obviously good for wallet. Sometimes I have some cash in there as well. So that safely tuck away. And then this stuff, I basically just throw them in. And that's it. So this is how I carry it. I don't trust these 2 pockets for things that might fall out. So what I typically do is I do have a Leatherman multi-tool. So I will put that in a pouch and then in it, and then close this buckle. So that's reasonably secure. And then I have a really cool flashlight that I got a review sometime, the Woman X3. This is the special edition by Countycom. Again, this can just go into this pocket and then clip up. So I still have some alcohol spray that I can throw in, notebook throw in, pen kind of throw in. But what I'm worried is that things may fall out. So sometimes I just kind of close it up a little bit, and that's all I have. So, you know, not a lot of organization, but it works. You know, you just put your stuff in there, easy to pick up, easy to carry. The strap itself is really kind of cool. I'll show it to you separately. But that is the small one. But as you can tell, it is literally packed. So if I need to put anything else in it, I cannot. Whereas, switching over to the larger one, first of all, you notice I put this little pouch on the front. Both bags have this vertical webbing here that you can attach items. And of course, Wotancraft sells a lot of different things that you can attach. This guy is really cool. It is kind of like a wallet, but it gives me this much space, a little bit of extra space in the front as well. So setting up like this, I can carry more items or at least have room to spare. Let me show you. So same thing, I'm gonna throw this in, throw this in, notebook, keys and pen. But then these two guys, I'm gonna put it in this little pouch, make some room. I am gonna do the same thing with these two tool items. Right, one on each side, again, protected by the strap. And then wallet goes into the back. The difference though is, given this is a larger bag, I have actually a lot of room to spare. So if I need to carry extra stuff, I have room. And so I end up using this guy a lot more than the 2-liter one. One final thing I want to show you is, let's just use this guy. Both of them have these dividers that you can put inside them, and you can see it's basically just a little bit of padded material that you can set it up so that you can put this guy in, and it fits perfectly, right? This one is for the 2-liter, this one is for the 3.5, and then you basically then forcefully divide the interior. Now I find that this guy, the 2-liter, is so small, it doesn't really make that much sense to use them unless you want to put a camera or something that is a little bit breakable in there, right? Then you can protect the camera from everything else. But otherwise, I have never really used it in the smaller version. In the larger version, it makes more sense because you have more space, and I don't use it even though I have this thing, but I can see if you want to be super organized, you can put this thing in there and it will help you organize it even more. So I am not a fan of open bags in general because I like organization and I don't want things to fall out, but I find that I really, really like these two guys. These were out of stock, so I got the 2-liter. I used it for like a month. Knowing that it's too small, I ordered the 3.5. Eventually, the 3.5 arrived about a month later, and I've been using it for quite a few weeks now. So this is almost my default EDC because it is just easy to get stuff in there, pick it up, and go. Let me show it to you on body as well. So I think you agree they really look very, very nice on body, and because of the look, you know, it can have a kind of military look or it can have a kind of casual vibe, but either way it looks great. I forgot to mention the material. So the material is the typical Wotancraft material. These are 500D nylon canvas material that is coated for some water resistance. Now, of course, this is an open top bag, so it's not like you're gonna put stuff in there and expect it to be completely safe from the element, but the surface itself does repel water and liquid, so it will help you keep dirt and other things off it if it gets wet. And finally, you can see there are some little Italian cowhide high leather trim. There's a little tag here. There's a little pull tab back here And it is just, you know, very, very nice touch. They really, I think, look great. I hope the video show it off, but I hope you have a chance to get to try them out in person. So again, this is the very long name, Wotancraft Canteener EDC Utility Sling Bag.